I accidentally stopped recording there. I'm going to have to stitch those together somehow.
Lol, what a
Or not, I could just post it as 2 parts on YouTube. So yeah, that's actually video 8, not height. That's how old that thing is. It's probably about as old as me. I actually think it is. It's just on a tripod because I don't have another wall mount thing for those. And then we have our overhead one, which is actually a CCTV camera. This camera on this iPod doesn't appear to have an infrared filter on it because you can't see the infrared LEDs lighting up there, but yeah, that's just a CCTV camera. Just casually, the cable goes all the way down there. And behind the drawers.
And then
all the
it
way down
goes
there.
into my anus.
Along the edge of the bed. And then into a little converter in there, in the darkness, and that plugs into the capture card. Well,
You should ask them about the Canon 60D if it can do live playback for your system.
no, shut up. Right, they're actually not all plugged directly into the capture card, they're plugged into this video switcher. It's a really cheap switcher, it doesn't really work very well. It doesn't sync up the video frames, so when you switch there's a big jiggly blah, 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 blah. But my computer actually handles it okay. It doesn't actually do that bad a job of handling the dropped frames when you switch video. But it's not ideal. And actually, the video player computer is plugged into another switcher under here that you can't see, which is then plugged into that switcher, because I have other things plugged into the red switcher under there, so I need more than 4 inputs, which is what this has got. And then that goes straight into the capture card. And into the TV, which is how you can see the video. What else? Server stuff? I'll do the server stuff. Well, first of all, this extra unit here, this is one of my switches. It's an unmanaged switch with 16 ports, and I only use like 5 ports. So I don't know why I've got a 16 port switch. That one, cable's all the way down there into all the various computers, and the other cable comes up here and goes into this other switch. So that 16 port switch is a 100 megabit switch, and that's a gigabit switch with 8 ports. And that is where all of these computers are plugged in. And this cable, this grey one with a bit of tape on it, goes down there and then into that big relay cable, and then all the way here, and then under the car wheel, and then under that chair with the box for your microphone, and then out there, and out here into the hall, and around there, and to the shitty router that you can't see. So yes, that cable contains the entire internet, and I just stood on it, and I'm closing it in the door. So yeah. So yeah, that is our other switch. Everything's plugged into that, including this computer here. This is not a computer. This is a KVM switch that I can't use yet because I don't have any cables and because I don't have the screws for rack wings. Clatter clang. This, which you can't really see because it's so dark, is a laptop with no screen. Ah! That is Foxbox. That's our main server. That used to run everything. Now it runs only the Shoutcast server and only during the show, and right now, you can see it's actually on. Right now my brother is actually playing Minecraft on it.
No, he's not.
Apparently he's not.
Okay, that was a lie.
This computer here, this is hilarious. This is another one of those ones out of the same bathroom as the big Dell PowerEdge. It has... it has the most laughable spec in the universe.
Like your face.
Shut up! I told you not to talk. It has the most laughable spec in the universe. It has a 600 MHz processor and 128 megabytes of RAM. And somehow it runs Chromium full screen in Matchbox. And that's how it does the video play. And it's plugged into this shitty scan converter. You can't really see because the darkness. The darkness. Join the dark side. Yeah, that just converts it to a CVBS video thing that goes into the capture card through the switcher. And the bottom one, well, there's a long story about how that computer ended up here, a very long story, and I'm not going to tell it in this video.
Whoa.
Suffice to say, it's like a 1.3 gigahertz Celeron with like 256 megs of RAM, and I don't really use it for anything at the moment. And hopefully, when I get enough cables to use this KVM Karanis gave me, it's a compact with 8 inputs. I'm going to stick it in the rack underneath the switch, and I'm going to use that monitor, which is the monitor of an old Apple, also out of the same toilet as those other computers. You can actually see it says Dumbarton Academy on it. and that keyboard. So that mouse, that keyboard, that screen, and that keyboard with this little mouse thing to control all of those computers from one thing. There's a hard disk in here as well. That used to be my network storage before I was no longer able to run the server. And I think that's pretty much everything.
Except for me, you didn't explain me.
I did explain you, you're the art bitch.
I'm an art bench.
You're going to be.
I'm an art block bitch.
Fine, you're the art block bitch. Just.
I'm a tight ugly.
If I missed anything, if anyone wants to ask any questions, just leave a comment in the YouTube video or tell me in the chat.
You should do one of those
Because I
things
get
where
so bored.
you should be like, and the like button is here.
Yeah, I can do the thing.